The buzz around the sport of squash has amped up since it was announced that it will become an Olympic sport for the first time at the 2028 Games. Joining us now to chat about why this is such a big deal to the squash community is Team USA squash coach and professional squash player Charlie Johnson. Charlie, thank you for joining me here on Live in the Bay.
Thanks for having me. I'm
so excited to talk about this. And first, let's get into you a little bit. Tell me about your background as a player and coach.
Yeah, so I started playing squash pretty late, considered at 14 years old.
That's late.
Yeah, that's pretty late. Players now, kids are starting at kind of 5, 6 years old, and yeah, it's a really lifelong sport, and I'm glad I picked it up so early, or roundabout, you know, when I was younger. And yeah, I went professional when I was 17. And then finished off my playing career when I was 28, and now I'm 31. And I've been coaching kind of all the way through my playing career as well, which has been you know, a great experience to be able to play and coach because you see it from both sides. And now, yeah, being involved high performance side of Team USA as well as the club side, it's awesome.
Amazing. And like I said, it's been announced that squash will make it into the Olympic Games as an Olympic sport. So how has that changed the buzz around the squash game?
It's what we've been waiting for so long. Ever since I was a junior, we've always been looked at as one of them sports which, you know, you go and tell some friends, you know, I play squash. They go, oh, that's in the Olympics, and you go, and you have a bit of shame, and you're like, unfortunately, it's not. But now, for it to be recognised, it really puts that stamp of approval that it is a serious sport. Because sometimes in the States, people look at racquetball as what was here, and now squash is really taking off in the States. And with it being in LA in 2028, you know, we're really trying to develop the Team USA side to make sure we go there with our full force and a really strong team. So, you know, every country is looking to go to the Olympics with their strongest team, and for the States, you know, we're all about trying to develop these players right now ready for 2028.
Amazing. I think that squash is so unique. One of the reasons is because you said it's for all ages. People can pick it up at 90 years old or 3- and 4-year-olds. How is that possible that this sport applies to all these different age groups?
Yeah, well, kind of like anything in racket sports, you can tailor the sport to the ball, to the kind of session you want to get out of it. If you want to play, if you can't really move that fast or move that much, you just play to the back of the court, kind of like tennis, maybe where you just hit deep shots. And, you know, you can have different balls and different styles of balls where they bounce a little bit differently. But, yeah, overall, basically, the skill level changes on, you know, you can just play by yourself. If you don't really want to be too competitive, you can go on the court by yourself. The ball just comes back to you, and you can have a really good sweat just by hitting the ball up and down the court to yourself straight, or crosses, or really try and find a little different workout. And then it's very sociable as well. So, you know, in the Bay Area, in the community, we have a really good squash community all the way from the North Bay down to the Peninsula and East Bay as well. We have leagues and tournaments. It's really accessible. Yeah.
You're a coach and a trainer, and what is one of the most rewarding parts for you to be able to train in this sport?
To see the player development, really. I've had players, you know, I put a racket in their hand when they're 6 years old. They've gone through that journey of high school, and then they've got into college through getting scholarships through their squash, and then they've graduated and got jobs, and it's all been through that sport where they've kind of taken one step at a time, and it's led them through life, going from high school to being in an environment in squash courts, traveling around the tournaments. It puts you in an uncomfortable environments, but also you can come through that, and it teaches you a lot, sport does. But the most rewarding thing is definitely watching the players really grow, face challenges, get through that, and then growing some character, because character defines you. And I feel like when you come out of a really tough match, you come out a little bit more confident, or lessons learned. So yeah, and then when they go into the real world, when they leave college and it's a bit of a challenge, they know how to face those uncomfortable situations because they've been in that on the court.
What advice would you give to somebody who, you know, maybe wants to join? I think squash looks really fun. I've actually never played it, but it looks so fun. What advice would you give to someone to pick up the racket and really just try it out?
I mean, it's never too late. I'd say that. Like, I started at 14 years old. I think sometimes you want to get your kids started as soon as you can, and they get to, say, 10 years old, you're like, it's too late. we'll start them in something else. It's never too late. Even if you're an adult, whether you're a beginner, you just walk past the court and you're like, you know what, that looks like fun. I'd say my advice is just try it, and you'll have a ball, you'll have a blast. It's fun. It's so good for your mental health, your physical health. You just meet new people and like-minded people as well, which is awesome because squash players, they look out for each other as well because the community is a little bit smaller as well. So
I have one final question before I let you go. When that first game debuts in the 2020 Olympics, what are you most looking forward to?
Enjoying the moment. You know, like we said, we've waited so long for this to happen. I think they're going to do an amazing job showcasing the sport. And I'm excited for everyone to see really on the big stage how good it's going to be and how much fun it is. So, yeah, I hope it inspires more people to start playing.
Yeah, you've inspired me. I'm going to look forward to that moment as well, and I'll be watching when it hits the Olympic stage. Charlie, thank you so much for joining me.
My pleasure.